Hello students, myself Bhaskar. I come with the Bright Coaching YouTube channel for the subject biology. I will complete all the syllabus of class 10th CBSE, especially CBSE class, but my lectures and my videos will also helpful for those students who are studying in different state boards which follow the NCERT syllabus. Now, first of all students, before the starting of the lectures and the video, first of all we have to know about our syllabus. First of all, we must know what we have to study in the biology. Now let us start with our syllabus. First of all, you will know that biology is a part of science. In class 10th, you will study science subject with the 3 branches. You will know that you have to study physics, chemistry and biology. These 3 parts of the science which have to study in the science. In these 3 parts, especially in biology, it will continue with the 30 marks. It have 30 marks, and for this 30 marks, we have to study the 6 chapters. This is the NCERT syllabus which is followed by completely by CBSE board, as well as this pattern is also followed by some other state boards. My video have the benefit for all those students of other state board also. Now, first of all, we will discuss about the syllabus, what you have to study in the biology. Okay, students, then we start with the syllabus. Yes. Then students, we were talking about our syllabus. First of all, as I told you, in the biology, you have to gain the 30 marks. In biology, you will get 30 marks. 30 marks for which you have to study these 6 chapters. In these chapters, number 1, I am telling you, first is the life process, second is the control and coordination, third is the reproduction, fourth is the heredity and evolution, fifth is our environment, and sixth, management of natural resources. In these chapters, first of all, I want to clear you how many syllabus or marks is covered by these chapters. In this syllabus, first of all, the first chapter is life process, and the life process completes your 40% of complete syllabus of biology. How much? 40%. After that, control and coordination, it conforms with the 15% marks. After that, reproduction, it covers 15% of total syllabus and the marks. Heredity and evolution, it completes with the 10%, and the rest, our environment and management. These 2 chapters which you have studies in your previous classes also, it completes the 20% of your syllabus. First of all, I told you about these chapters. After this, I want to discuss in very brief what you have to study in these chapters. Basically, before the starting of the syllabus, you must know what you have to study. For this, in the starting, the first chapter is life process, and in this chapter we have to study about different type of biological process which are performed in the living body in both animals and the plants. Not only in the animals, plants are also living, so we have to study about the life process, about the biotic functions, their survival functions of the plants and animals. In this chapter, we will start with the nutrition, which completes with the human digestive system. Students, you have to remember that we have to study mainly with the system which are related with the human beings. So, in the life process, first of all, we have to study about the nutrition, about the mode of nutrition, then after the method of nutrition in the plants, and at last we will study about the human digestive system. After the human digestive system, in the same chapter, we will study about the respiration. After that, we have to study about the circulatory system, the transportation in the plants and the transportation in different type of animals, and at last the circulatory system of humans. In other part of this chapter, you have to study about the excretory system in the plants and in the animals, and at last in the humans. This life process is the most important chapter for your 10th CBSE biology. It covers about the 40% of your syllabus, and it provides you about the 40% of the marks. After that, we will study the control and coordination. Control, that means the balance. Coordination, balance between the organs. In this chapter, we will study about the hormones, about the endocrine system, about the hormones in the plants, as well as we will study about the nervous system. Nervous system that is present only in the animals, which coordinate our body. After the control and coordination, in which I told you we will study about the coordination in plants and animal. In plants, the coordination is completed by the hormones, phytohormones. After that, the third chapter is reproduction. In some books, it is written that how do livings reproduce. But this chapter is completely depend on the reproduction. In this chapter, we will study the types of the reproduction, about the reproduction in the plant, about the vegetative propagation, and at last the reproductive system in the human being. After the reproduction, the next chapter have the two parts, in which number one is heredity and second is evolution. In the heredity, we will study about the transfer of the characters from forefather to their next generation. As well as in the heredity, we will study about the law of heredity, which was provided by Sir Gregor John Mendel, who is well known as father of genetics. After that, in the second part of this chapter, evolution, in which we study about the different theories of evolution, like the Darwin's theory, like the Lamarck's theory, Hugo de Vries theory, that is known as the mutation theory. We have to study about the evolution. Actually, evolution is the term which indicates the regular development in the livings, from which the new type of species are generated on the earth. After the heredity and evolution, the next chapter is our environment, in which you will study about the different type of environmental issues like the pollution and other type of cycles. At last, management of natural resources. This chapter was followed by the different type of natural resources which you study in class 9th as well as in class 8th. How we manage it, we have to study. Now, students, I was telling you that this is the complete syllabus which is followed by the CBSE board as well as other state board which follow the NCERT pattern. So, my other all videos will helpful to those students also which study in different state board which follow the NCERT pattern. Now, before starting the syllabus, we must know about some terminology. Terminology, that means in the study of biology, we use some terms, we use some words which are not included in this syllabus, but they play an important role for the study of these chapters. In today's video, we will discuss about some terms like when you will study the control and coordination, then you come to know about the endocrine glands. So we have to know what is the gland, what is the endocrine gland, as well as when we study the life process, then we have to know about the system, what is the system. Similarly, there are some other terms which are important for your studies. So before starting our syllabus with the life process, we must know about some these chapters. For some these words, these terminology. Okay guys, then we will start with some terms which are necessary for you. As I told you, the glands, the system, the symmetry, what are these terms? So we start with these some terms. Okay, so students, first of all, we have to know about the system. You will study in your life process about the systems, about the organ system. So we must have to know what are these systems, what is the meaning of these systems. Students, you well know about the cell. First of all, about the cell. You studied it in your class 9th and you well known with this term cell. You know that cell is the smallest functional and structural unit of any living body. तो हम लोगों को सबसे पहले थोड़ा सा ये जानना होगा कि ये सेल से आगे डेवलपमेंट क्या होता है. In the class 9th, you come to know that when the similar type of cell are groupized, they make a group, then they form the next step which is known as tissue. You all know it. When the similar type of tissues form a group, then they form the organ. They form the organ which you well know about it. And for any purpose, for making the structure of the body, to perform various biotic process in our body, to perform the life process, these organs are composed with one another. And the composition of these organs for any structure, for any function, when these organs are composed with one another, then it forms the next step of body construction which is known as the organ system. It is known as organ system. So if we discuss about the organ system, so we can define it as for the construction of body or to perform the biological function, biotic function, when two or more organs are composed with one another, then it is known as the organ system. Basically, students, in the higher type of animals, this organ system can be divided in two groups. What are those two groups? The organ system. The organ system. I was telling you that the organ system is divided in two parts. What are those parts? Number one, first is known as the structural organ system. Number one is structural organ system. OS, that means the organ system. And the second is the functional. Second is the functional organ system. These are two parts of the organ system. When you will study in your coming chapters, you will study some systems which are related with the structural organ system, and some systems are related with the functional organ system. So we have to know what is the structural organ system and the functional organ system. Students, all the composition of the organs, when it is composed for the construction of the body, then it is known as the structural system. It is, the name of structural system is related with the structure. Structure, that means the construction of the body. So in the livings, the structural system have the three parts. Number one, first is known as the skeleton system. Number two, second is known as the muscular system, and number third is known as epithelium system. In brief, you have to know what are the skeleton, muscular and epithelial system. The skeleton system, that is composed by the bones and the cartilage. And for your knowledge, I want to tell you that bones are also the organs. And the composition of bones which form the frame of our body, that is known as the skeleton system, because the term skeleton is a Greek word which means the frame. It have the meaning of frame. Next, the muscular system. Muscular system is the next system of the construction of our body. Over the bones and cartilage, muscles are present which tie the bones, which provide the shape to our body. So it is also a structural system. And number third is the epithelial system. Epithelial, that means the covering. Actually, over the all organs and the bodies, a covering is present, which is normally known as the skin. All of you have the skin, all the organs have a covering, and the system which compose the covering of our body, covering the organ system, that is known as the epithelial system. Now, the next, functional system. Functional is composed from the function, that means the biological functions or the life process, like the digestion, like the respiration, like the circulation. There are so many biological functions which are performed in our body for our survival. And to perform these life process, so many systems are present in the body which are composed by the different organs. Like for the digestion in our body, we have the composition of so many organs which is known as the digestive system. For the respiration, you well know that we have the lungs, we have the nasal passages, we have the tracheas. All these organs are composed with one another for the respiration. So that is known as the respiratory system. Similarly, for the circulation, we have our cardiac, our heart, along with blood and blood vessels. They are composed with one another, so they also form a system which is known as the circulatory system. So, first of all, the organ system. I told you about the organ system. That was the basic term which is used in your first chapter. After the organ system, we have to know about some other terminology also, as we have to know about the glands. In the coordination system, when you will study about the coordination, control and coordination, the second chapter, in which you come across with the glands. So basically we have to know what are the glands. We have to know about the glands. Some of you know about the definition of glands. The glands. Now I am telling you about the definition of glands. What is the gland? Actually, glands are used in the first chapter also. So you have to know about the glands and their types. Basically, glands are some cells. They can be some organs, some tissues which secrete something. In the simple word, we can define the glands as the structure which secretes something. कोई भी ऐसा structure in our body, either they are the cell or they are the tissues or they are the organs which are present in the living body which secrete something. It is present in plants, in animals, in humans, which secrete so many things. Like at this time I am sweating. Sweats are also secreted by some structures. So that is also a gland. So I want to tell you the basic definition of gland. Gland, always remember, any structure which secretes something, जो किसी भी चीज का अगर secretion करता है, then that is known as the glands. After that, you must know about the types of glands. There are 3 types of glands. Glands can be divided in 3 types. It can be classified in 3 types. And all these 3 types are present in our body. Especially in the human and higher type of animal body, all the 3 type of glands are present. But in the plants, all glands are not present. Okay guys, then we will discuss about the types of the gland. First of all, the first gland, that is known as the exocrine gland. Exocrine gland. First is exocrine gland. Second is known as the endocrine gland. Endocrine gland. And the third is known as the mixed gland. Third is known as mixed gland. Basically, we have to discuss about the exocrine glands and endocrine glands, because the exocrine glands is present in our body, which are related with the digestion, with the respiration and so many other biological functions. Then first of all, we have to know what are the exocrine and what are the endocrine glands. Endocrine glands are related with the hormones. We will discuss about the difference between these two, so you will know what are the exocrine and endocrine. Let us start. Suppose these are the 2 glands. I draw a circle. Suppose these are the 2 glands. The number 1 gland have the vessels. Have the vessels, that means the tube-like structure with it. And the number 2 gland, it have no vessel. Now tell me, when the first gland will secrete something, the secreted substance will go with these vessels and they are transported to other place from their origin point with the help of these vessels. But in the second gland, you are looking that there is no vessels. So if they secrete something, they secrete these substance at their origin point, because they have no vessels. The substance cannot be transported. But in the first gland, all the secreted substance will pass out with this vessel and go to the next place. These are the exocrine and endocrine gland. The number one is exocrine and the number two is endocrine. So you can define it as the glands which have the vessels are known as the exocrine glands. What I say? The glands with the vessels or the glands which have the vessels are known as the exocrine glands. While the endocrine gland, how we can define it? We can say the gland which have no vessels are known as the endocrine glands. Especially the endocrine glands secretes hormones, while the exocrine glands secrete so many things like the sweat, like the enzymes, like the oil, and so many other substances. In the plants they are also present which secrete the mucus, secrete the resins, nectar. They are secreted by the exocrine glands, while endocrine glands only secrete the hormones. It is also present in the plants which secrete the phytohormones. Phytohormones, that means the plant hormones. That means the plant hormones which are secreted in the plant. At last, the mixed gland, as it is named mixed, yani the mixture. Some glands have the quality of both glands. In those glands, exocrine glands are also present with the endocrine glands. For the example, there is only one single gland in the human body is present, which is the mixed gland. That is our pancreas. It have the pancreatic lobes which secrete the enzymes, while it have the islet of Langerhans which secrete the hormones insulin, glucagon. You are well known with the insulin, which is caused for a problem which is known as the diabetes. So this term gland you must have to know. Now students, due to the lack of time, today I am stopping my video. My next video we will start with the first chapter of your CBSE board of the NCERT pattern, which will start with the nutrition. So that's all for today. Thank you. Thanks.